Does your teacher always tell you to use Pythagorean Theorem? Are you really confused? What is this theorem? Or is it your first time to hear this Pythagorean Theorem? Today, we will discuss it. Let's begin what the Pythagorean Theorem states. In a right triangle, the square measure of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the square measure of the two legs. Now we know what it states. Let's answer, how can we use the Pythagorean Theorem? First, the triangle must be a right triangle. Second, it defines the formula c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared, where a and b are the measure of each leg, and c is the measure of the hypotenuse. Now that we know what is the Pythagorean Theorem, let's solve some examples. Example number 1. Given a right triangle, the measure of the legs are 3 and 4 respectively, and we're going to find the measure of the hypotenuse. To find the measure of the hypotenuse, we are going to use the Pythagorean Theorem. We can use the formula c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared. We can use 3 for our a and 4 for our b. So we will now have c squared is equal to 3 squared plus 4 squared. Continuing, we will have c squared is equal to 9 plus 16. So c squared would now be 25. Since c has a square, we will get the square root on both sides. We will have c is equal to 5. And since this one is a measure, we will have 5 units. And that is our final answer. Example number 2. Given a right triangle with measure of the legs 5 and 12, we will find the measure of the hypotenuse using the Pythagorean Theorem. Using c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared, we can replace a by 5 and b by 12. We will now have c squared is equal to 5 squared plus 12 squared. And applying the squares, c squared is equal to 25 plus 144. Then simplifying, c squared is equal to 169. Getting the square root, we will have c is equal to 13. And since it's a measure, it's 13 units. So c is equal to 13 units, and that is the measure of the hypotenuse of the given right triangle. Third and last example for this video, given a right triangle with the measure of each leg 4 and 6, we will find the measure of the hypotenuse using the Pythagorean Theorem. Using c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared, we can replace a by 4 and b by 6. We now have c squared is equal to 4 squared plus 6 squared. Continuing, we will have c squared is equal to 16 plus 36. Adding 16 and 36, c squared is equal to 52. Getting the square root, c is equal to the square root of 52. Or, the simplest form, c is equal to 2 square root of 13 units. And that is the measure of the hypotenuse for the given right triangle. For now, that is all for the Pythagorean Theorem. If you learned something from this video, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and share button. See you in the next video. Thank you!